All right. Good morning and welcome to our meditation and chat that we do every week at this time. Since the start of all of this COVID business, we started we started with daily chats and meditations and then transitioned to weekly. And I'm loving it. I think this is something that we'll keep up with on a regular basis. So this week, So we're coming up on another meditation teacher training, and I received a question from somebody regarding, knowing when, they're ready to dive deeper into the inner work and exploring this kind of inner world. And it really got me thinking and feeling about it. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Laura. And it really took me back to when that happened for me. So I was going to speak to that a little bit and then do a meditation that helps to activate our intuitive pulls. And I really love this kind of meditation because when we're feeling uncertain or lost or overwhelmed or just confused with what's going on outside of us, it's a really powerful way to tap back into that, that center of centers, that knowing that exists within you. Good morning, Erin. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so when I knew it was time to turn within, it took me a really long time to get there. So my entire life, I'd been really curious about how the mind works and how feelings and everything, like everything in the inner world works. I found that a lot of times what I was experiencing outside of me didn't match what was happening inside of me. There was like a disconnect. There was a lack of truthfulness. So that there was a way that they weren't aligning. They weren't in integrity with each other. And it was really confusing for me, and I didn't know how to deal with it, especially as a child. So I didn't know how to turn within. I didn't know how to look at those things. Even though I had developed a meditation practice and learned how to practice yoga, I genuinely didn't know how. So what I did was I turned away from feelings. I turned away from anything that felt uncomfortable or that wasn't, labeled as positive, anything that didn't feel like it contributed to my best life. And this is why I have a lot of issues now with the self-help books that are only about thinking positive or fixing yourself, because there is nothing to fix. There's nothing to actually change. It's more just learning how to navigate this inner world. Hi, Sherry. Good morning. Happy Monday. So, yeah, I spent a long time turning away from emotions. And it was really uncomfortable, to not feel. But I thought that it was my safe space. It was my way of keeping myself safe by not feeling. And it finally came to a head, I guess multiple times over our lives, right? We have those kind of moments where we wake up to our suffering or the way that we've been acting or living our life. And I realized that I hadn't cried in 10 years. And I had gone through a lot of traumatic events had happened, and raising children, but I had turned off a part of me. And I came to this point where I was I just don't know where to go. I don't know what else to do. There's nothing else I can fix outside of me. I've fixed everything, and yet it's still not there for me. It's still not feeling like I've met that part of self that is happy, that is whole. And so I started deepening my meditative practices. I started deepening my studies and my learnings. And I began to learn more about trauma. And I began to learn more about how we turn away from truth and feeling and experience of self that exists within us, our deep knowing. And I had to get to a point where I was more uncomfortable not feeling than I was with the potential fear of feeling things so deeply. And it was hard. It was hard to start to awaken to that and to start to feel. It was like the floodgates had opened. And my partner, Matt, he got a lot of it because all of a sudden I went from this person that seemed pretty steady on the outside, but was suffering deeply internally, to feeling overwhelmed by everything. But what that did was it pulled me into a space of exploration, a space of really getting curious about my emotions, how emotions work, why they are there, how belief patterns come up, and why we make the choices that we make. And so that's really what pulled me deeper into the practice of meditation. It was this intuitive knowing that there was a misalignment. There was a lack of integrity between my inner knowing, that existed even beyond those fears, beyond those feelings of uncertainty. And then my external world, how I was experiencing my life and what I was seeing around me in my relationships, in my work, everything. And it was difficult because when there is a misalignment, it kind of calls you forward to make those shifts. But over time, I learned that these can be really gentle and gradual, and you can have compassion with yourself as you are kind of peeling back the layers of the onion and starting to see more and more depth. But that intuitive knowing guided me there, and I had felt that pull for years. But I was scared of what it meant. I was scared that it would mean I would have to change so much in my life. And so the meditation that we're doing today is really about cultivating a safe container first for the intuitive knowing to arise, so that you don't feel overwhelmed when these are revealed to you, when your knowing shows you truth. And then to hold space lovingly for this knowing, for the intuitive pulls that are really drawing you forward. So that if you're feeling confused or overwhelmed or uncertain, that you will have clarity and safety in this knowing. So we will move into meditation now. All right. So find your comfortable position of meditation. The more that we practice meditation, the more that we sink into this space almost immediately. It becomes a magnetic pull into the space of presence. So keep up with the practice, keep up with settling into presence. You'll start to crave it. You'll start to be drawn magnetically to it. So find your position of meditation, and when you arrive there, I invite you to feel your hips being rooted down, pulled down into the earth below. And then from your grounded base, lifting up through the spine, tucking the chin slightly and lengthening through the back of the neck. Feel how much space that creates in the chest. Notice how your breathing deepens and opens. Allow your breath to be easy and soft. And see if you can bring those same qualities into the space of the mind. So notice any resistant thoughts or overthinking happening. And just bring in those qualities of easiness and softness into the mind. I'm going to start to breathe into our heart space. So locate your energetic heart center by placing a hand or two on the center of your chest, just above your breastbone. This energetic heart center is the space, the seat of compassion, the seat of deep acceptance, of kindness, of grace. So breathe deeply into your heart center. And as you do, intend and feel that all of these qualities are activated. These qualities of compassion, of acceptance, kindness, and grace. Be so gentle with yourself. And in this container of practice, know that these qualities are activated, that they are holding you safe, that anything that is revealed to you is also held in this space of compassion, of kindness, acceptance, grace. All is welcome here. There's nothing that you need to turn away from. There is nothing that is not okay. Breathe deeply into your heart. Really activate these qualities and start to feel a warmth glowing in your heart space. You can give this warmth a color, a light energy, either green or pink. And as you inhale and activate these qualities, feel with every exhale, these qualities and this feeling are starting to emanate out from your heart center. So they're spreading to fill your entire physical body. So you inhale to activate and you exhale to expand. To emanate the qualities and that sense beyond the heart to fill your entire physical body. And once you've reached the edges of your physical body, I invite you to go beyond the physical body, just a few inches, maybe up to a foot, to fill your entire energetic body also. And by activating this safe container, this cocoon of compassion, of love, we are holding ourselves safe. Now, maintaining this container of safety throughout the entire practice, we move our attention, our awareness to our third eye, and at the same time, our gut, our solar plexus area. So I always like to touch these chakras to help me remember to feel. So, third eye is just between the eyebrows and slightly up into the center of the forehead. And then the solar plexus is located just below the ribs and above the belly button. So you can feel it as a sensitive area there. And so we're going to start to breathe into both of these areas at the same time, our solar plexus and our third eye. So we're activating these energetic centers. Just starting with the breath. Start to feel those energy centers become warm, energetically activated. The solar plexus being our deep physical earthly knowing. You know, the sense of I, of personal power exists here, and it connects us deeply to the earth, to our earthly knowing, our physical knowing. And our third eye connects us to intuitive knowing, to divine ideation, to unity consciousness. And so when we activate both of these at the same time, we really tap into both our earthly physical knowing and the knowing that exists beyond the physical, the knowing that connects us to divine, as we are emanations and expressions of divine here in this earthly body. And so I'm going to offer one of two options as an inquiry question for you. And you'll use this inquiry question to really bring out the truth that exists within these knowings. And so you can ask yourself the simple question: what is it that I need to know right now? Or if you feel that something is being hidden from you, if you feel as though you have put up some blocks or barriers, you can ask yourself the question: what is it that I am not seeing? So there's a subtle difference there, but it is important because sometimes we will create conscious blocks or subconscious blocks. So the questions are either, what is it that I need to know right now? Or what is it that I am not seeing? So continue to breathe into these energy centers and remember that you're being held in this space, this cocoon and container of compassion. And be with the knowing. Allow the knowing to reveal itself to you. So we'll breathe together in silence for a few minutes as the knowing shares its truth. Coming back to the breath. We now draw our awareness up to the heart again, breathing into the heart space, holding our knowing with compassion, with acceptance, with kindness, with grace. And just being with the knowing in this present moment. There's nothing to do. Just allow for the integration. And offer deep gratitude for the revealing, for the discovery of what exists within us, that is revealed through and as us. Breathe here for a few more rounds. And we're going to close the practice together with 3 deep breaths. So we'll inhale together, exhale audibly. Inhale, exhale to a sigh. Really release that. Inhale, exhale. Good. Feel yourself very firmly in your body. Feel the edges of your physical form. Feel yourself grounded. Feel yourself held in this safe cocoon of your body. And remember to carry this quality of compassion with you into your day so that you can hold space for knowing, so that you can ask of yourself and ask of the divine what it is that you need to know. Or if you are feeling blocked or confused, what is it that I am not seeing? Thank you for practicing with me today. You can start to bring awareness back into the space around you, bringing your senses a little bit more external. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space. Alrighty. So it's interesting. My knowing had a full-on conversation with me. Yeah, I'm going to sit and write about it after this. You know, it's easy to get caught up in our day thinking that, you know, there's so many things that we need to do. We don't always create space for, you know, being with what is and being with what we're called to do or called to be. You're so welcome, Erin. Thank you for practicing. And it's really beautiful when we can tune into that. And it took me a really long time to trust that I could actually follow my knowing, follow those nudges. Because honestly, I don't think that very many voices in our culture do share that that's okay. You know, that it's okay to only work a few hours a day, that it's okay to follow the natural rhythms of your body, that it's okay to trust that you will be financially taken care of, and actually deepen into that. That's what my knowing was talking to me about, was, you know, you need to deepen your personal practice around finances because I'm still feeling the hustle. So, oh, I'm so good. That was a wonderful aha moment. Beautiful. So I hope that that served you. It served me. It always does. Every time we get to practice together, it's so beautiful for me. So Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I wish each and every one of you such a beautiful week to come, and many blessings on every moment of every day. I wish you so much love. Bye, everybody.